I wonder if I should make more videos like this where I read the fan mail that I get and I respond to you guys. This particular mail, I don't think it's a problem if I make it public because the person is anonymous and it's also nothing shameful or damaging to the person's reputation if I read it. And it says like this. Hi V, sorry for contacting you this way, but I'm trying to stay anonymous and this was the quickest and easiest way. I don't know like why people are afraid to just interact with me on Twitter or something. Like, I'm not going to get people canceled. I'm not going to get people harassed. If you want your correspondence to stay private and you mentioned that, I'll keep it private. In this particular case, it doesn't seem that they want me to keep it private. In fact, they want me to make a statement. You say that your fan base holds you accountable for your mistakes, but that is not true at all. It's mostly an echo chamber. I mean, look, when you go on a forum, obviously, you're going to have an ideological bias. Like, if you go on Kotak, you're going to find left-leaning people. If you go on Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's Twitch, you're going to find left-leaning people. Here, you're going to find centrists. I mean, I can't say anything about that, but if you have a different opinion, it's not like you're going to get banned. If you say something that most people disagree with you, they may call you out, but no one is going to cancel you or ban you or go after your opinions. That's what I mean when I say it's not an echo chamber. And secondly, there have been many times in the past where people have corrected me in the comment section. And even if I were not to respond to the correctness, even though like most of the times I do, like I'm doing now, but even if like people were to call me out and say, hey V, you're wrong on this, and I don't respond, you still have the comment section. You can still scroll down as a viewer, and I encourage people to do so, and you can see what other people think about the content of my work. You can't do that on CNN, you can't do that on The Guardian, you can't do that on MSLSD. Like all of these other websites, they have disabilities in their comment section. So this is what I'm saying, that with a YouTuber, you can actually look at the comments and you can see how people articulate the counter argument, if there is any. So this person claims that we are an echo chamber. They claim that most of the time people do not contradict me, even though I'm reading an email from him doing just that. There are usually some disagreement with the comments. They get buried and you most likely won't see them. Well, I mean, it can happen. But if it's a big mistake that I make, like, trust me, there is no way I can bury all the comments. This is not the first time I wanted to contact you about mistakes. You also keep mentioning Obama's beachfront property as proof he doesn't take global warming seriously. It's a little bit more complicated. It's really fucking simple, ain't it? I mean, what was it? Like AOC said that in 10 years we're all gonna die. Greta Thunberg, right? The world is burning and shit. If you believe that the water levels are rising because the ice caps are melting, why would you have a property on a fucking beach? Please explain to me. Secondly, why would you have a mansion? Like, do you know how big of a carbon footprint is required to build a mansion? Like, you would have a tiny house, right? So that you set yourself as an example for other people to follow. You wouldn't fly with private jets. In fact, you wouldn't fly at all. You do Skype conferences. If you're legitimately worried about the fact that the world is ending and you are in a position of power and all the eyes are on you, you would live the most humble life imaginable to set as an example for other people, and you wouldn't build houses on the fucking beach. You'd build them on a freaking mountain. In fact, you would sell the houses on the beach now while the prices are higher. So no, I don't think it's complicated. I'm sorry. You know, like, I'm willing to debate this with you. I think it's very simple. But anyway, then they talk about Nancy Pelosi. And they point out how in the 8-minute version of Nancy Pelosi, she praises Taiwan throughout the video. So why would she suddenly reverse at the end? It doesn't make sense. I mean, I watched the whole 8-minute thing, but to me it seemed like she's trying to appease both sides. Like she was trying to appease Taiwan and say, oh, well, it's a really great place, it's a really nice... But at the same time, she was trying to please China as well. It's kind of part of the politics which she did in the beginning. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to travel. I may stop in Taiwan, but I may not. And if I go there, I may be in an official capacity, and I may not. You know, like this whole pussyfooting around the issue, which honestly I found very bizarre way of doing politics. So this is why, to me, I didn't think that she did a gaffe. Now, apparently, she actually did go out and had her speaker say that when she meant that China is one of the most democratic and free nations, she actually wanted to say Taiwan. So now I should apologize for her gaffe, because I don't know what the fuck is in her brain, and I just literally posted the picture with her saying word for word that China is a brilliant free nation with a good democracy and blah blah blah. So somehow it's my fault. Look, I'm not going to apologize on her behalf. Now she got her own speaker to correct her statement, in which case, sure, I will do a follow-up. And I'll show people, look, apparently, she was very tired during that speech, okay? And she misspoke. That's fine. I agree with that. But I'm not going to apologize for what she did. And furthermore, you are assuming, like, I mean, you're doing damage control for her, but I don't know if you're part of her aid and you get to speak with her so you can know with inside knowledge what she wanted to say. But you're basically saying that she couldn't have said Taiwan because she wanted to please China. So she has to refer to Taiwan as China, which is fine. But then her speaker, which corrected her, said Taiwan. So do you see like the whole pussyfooting around the issue that I genuinely like don't understand? Like either you want to take a strong hand against China and then you take a strong hand against China, or you don't. And then you shut the fuck up. I mean, what is this like? Okay, well, we support Taiwan, but we agree with the one China policy. Well, which one is it? Just take a fucking stand. Like, it's so annoying, you know? Like, I don't think that this level of weakness has place in politics, because weakness invites aggression within the international scale. Like, throughout human history, whenever countries displayed weakness, they invited aggression from their neighbors. So in order not to display weakness, you either don't talk about it, or you take a firm stance. There shouldn't be a middle ground. So anyway, right, like, this is what happens. Like, if you listen carefully, she almost says one of the freest countries, but quickly corrects it to societies. She can't call Taiwan a country to preserve the status quo, but why would that be a problem with China? Well, yeah, but her speaker then came out and actually did say that she was talking about Taiwan. So, just why? Why you do this? Like, what is the purpose of the visit then? But anyway, right, she then points out that the Freedom House report that she mentions ranks Taiwan as one of the top democracies with 94 points out of 100. I don't fucking care. I don't care what expert she's pointing on. Like, look, China is not a free nation, okay? So when you say that China is one of the freest nations according to the Freedom House report, I don't fucking care. I genuinely don't care. Like, that's her gaffe. That's something she needs to correct. I can report on it. If I were to say the N-word, okay, like, no one is going to come up and say, well, there was the context and, like, you know, like, what he really wanted to say. Like, no one is going to do that shit for me, right? The same standard that I'm being held to. I think it's okay to hold politicians, especially the third most powerful person in the United States. Hopefully this convinced you that she meant to say Taiwan. No, apparently she didn't meant to say Taiwan. She made a gaffe, okay? That's her fault. Not my problem. I don't write her speeches. I don't read her speeches. It's up to her to correct it. I can do a follow-up. You were quick to make an apology for Sarah Palin. Yeah, but the thing with Sarah Palin is that I said something she did not say. Like, that was the difference. If I were to say something that Nancy Pelosi did not say, and then people correct me, I would apologize. And I'd be like, okay, it's my fault. I should have done more research. But when she literally says the thing, and it's not like a sound clip that I'm taking out of context, you're like a 5 seconds clip. No, it was like a 1 minute and 30 seconds, I believe, where she actually has the speech, and she definitely refers to it as China. Okay, so it's not my fault. But again, I'm willing to offer a follow-up because indeed her speaker corrected the situation. I don't blame you. It would probably piss off most of your fans. No, I don't think it would piss off most of my fans. I think my fans actually want to know what happened. I don't think, like, at the end of the day, like, I'm not a YouTuber with 5 million activists that are willing to do things in real life or on the internet for me. You know, like, the people who watch my channel, they watch it for entertainment and they watch it because they want to get informed. If I were to start misinforming people, they would leave. Now, sure, you know, maybe my bias or my interpretation of certain events might not correspond with your biases and your interpretations. That's fine. But I'm not trying to mislead people. I'm not doing there were fine people on both sides, even though that was thoroughly debunked. That's the difference. So yeah, hopefully you'll make an apology. No, I'll not make an apology. I'll make a follow-up. But I find it funny how this works one way. No, it doesn't work one way. Like, as you can see, I do make both ways. And again, I encourage people, if you see that I'm making something wrong, if you see that there's a statement or something that I didn't know, like, at the end of the day, you know, I'm not like CNN. I don't have an editor. I don't have a team of fact-checkers. I don't have these things. It's just one guy. And I release 5 videos a day. Is it possible that every now I make a mistake? Sure. Do I try to correct it? Absolutely. If it's a small mistake, I will probably talk about it in a live stream, or I will put a pinned comment so that people can see. If it's a big mistake, I will make a follow-up video. I may take down the previous video. There have been times that I did take down videos because they were incorrect. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.